everybody. Apologies for the technical difficulties. We are beginning game 2 of Matthew Harrison-Trainor and Michael Pistone's top 16 OCS playoff match. Matthew won the first game with CCT over Michael's HITCO by 27. So quite a hill to climb for Mr. Pistone. But Pistone brought Watto to the table against Matthew's HITCO, so we're going to see more LSJK shenanigans. So we see, of course, the pretty standard Watto and Sebulba to the two sites and first turn flipping.
And quite observing star is interesting, making Watto and Sebulba both Black Sun agents.
Yeah, that's pretty clever.
This game, so I like what that lets you do. You do a little bit extra defense when side tries to do that first attack.
And we do see Pistone also having the holo table out, which is another fun twist.
Will we see a Dejeric battle this game?
I somewhat doubt it, but I can always hope.
I think the odds are low, but it would.
I mean, they're a lot higher than they were before the game started. I would have put them close to 0. Now it's like, I don't know, 10%.
I think we probably would end up having to see like Ick versus Haldrix, which is not a very productive battle for either side.
Dejeric slap fight. So Pistone stacks Death Squadron assignments and Imperial Barrier on the Dark Side Sand card, and leaves Watto and Sebulba to their own devices.
Very, very exposed, but he will activate one and then threaten with the bounty. We'll see if Matthew's able to attack. Go super aggro and try to attack twice here. I'd be a little surprised if he does that, but we shall see.
Yeah, with only 9 force, it seems pretty unlikely. Quite a bit of activation in Matthew's hand between the docking bay and Yoda's hut.
All right, Pistone gets a early verify turn 1. That's generally a very good thing. Gets to see over half of his deck. Do you think we see the Luke drop this turn, or do you think?
I would be a little surprised.
Yeah, I think Matthew's more likely to draw here to get that hand size up.
Yeah, I think so too. Always good to see the Imperial holo table on the table. We were speculating before we came on air about the possibility of a holo table battle. Oh, yeah, we were both wrong. Corrected. There is Luke himself coming down to visit his old friend Sebulba.
There's the bounty.
And the bounty sticks. So
let's see what kind of counterattack Stone's able to plan next turn. Did very well. I don't want to say the whole game will be decided then, but you're down by 27 going into game 2 here. You really need early momentum shift pretty quick, I feel like.
Yeah, and on the other side of things, Matthew's up so much that I feel like he wouldn't make this play unless it was very low risk for him, which to me implies that he has a duplicate Luke already rolled up, and he's not going to need to find one like Pistone had to do last game. Mm-hmm. Or I guess didn't do, and thus had to peel a bunch of damage in effect by not having that available to him as an option.
And plus, he also has enough force to threaten a clash or something,
True.
which could be very bad for Mr. Sebulba, hypothetically.
Well, I hope it's not bad for him because I'm betting heavily on Sebulba. He always wins.
All right. There's the expected Watto shield. Ooh, am I getting a free drain for one in?
Matthew losing a Jedi presence off the top of his deck, so that's a little spicy inclusion. I like it.
Yep, yep.
Couple spicy
Makes
inclusions
sense.
so far on both sides. This is a much more fun, lighthearted matchup than the last one, which was pretty
Yeah,
stock. It seemed like on both sides.
I think we're going to see some action on this turn, unless Matthew also has some further evasion, which is also possible, I guess. All right. Malisaire comes out from hand. I guess he whiffed on that probably last.
I hear they have pod racing on Malisaire. It's very fast, very dangerous.
Very dangerous. All right, and Matthew does the expected play of healing 2 to.
Yep. So I lost a Screaming Lando and a LSJK off the top to
Very good
prevent
destinies.
that deploy. So yeah, some good destinies and good characters going. Similar to last game, the dark side player respecting sense out of the light side player, and Pistone going for a force push here, so he'll have 10 force available to use on whatever he can find in there to battle. If that is indeed his plan.
I would have to think. I would have to think so. I think the momentum is very much not on his side if he just runs away from Luke here.
It's tough to make a comeback from 27 down via drain race. I would agree with that.
I wonder if that. I guess that was probably the target with force push, huh? at the bridge.
Pistone grabbing a card with Death Squadron in hand, using Death Squadron assignment, finding a Blizzard 8. Brian Fred in the comments saying that Pistone needs a maul and a prayer, which is a fair assessment of the match situation here.
Odds are on having a Blizzard 8 and a Veers here. Maybe that's possible angle he's going to take.
Could be. He is playing Dark Time to activate another force. Don't know exactly.
Yeah. How much does the
Blizzard 8 comes down for 7? So yeah, 7 and 3 and 1. So you would need that extra force to be able to battle there, if that is the plan.
Guessing that's maybe the line here, and Matthew's just debating about not whether to grab it. He declines. All right, this will be dependent. I guess let's wait for him to show us the Veers.
There we go.
Okay, so this will be dependent on the destiny draws, I guess. If this is going to work, he's going to have to break 7 immunity, maybe less than 7. See if that.
Taking
See
a
how that
bear.
works.
Michael takes a barrier in hand off of Course Rough and Irritating.
Yeah, I hear that card's been pretty good in this card game for some decades.
Indeed, indeed.
All right, here comes the Dejeric, no doubt. Matthew planning a rush on the hollow table next turn.
That's right. Hujix to the hollow table, go.
I believe you can take them back off at any time as a top level action. I think. I think that's in the.
Poor Sebulba left out to dry by the walker, getting
Uh,
smacked by Luke.
all right, Swalba is very hit. See if he elects to remove him from battle early.
Doesn't seem particularly likely to burn it here, but we'll see.
Looks like it. Yes, he is.
Well, I am wrong again. This is why Matthew Harrison-Trainor is a much better player.
Perhaps, I guess maybe he's hoping to do what Pistone did last game, but maybe not have to lose 13 to do it.
Sure.
Right, there's a
Five's,
5.
Five's a good start.
Needs a 2 here.
Six.
He's got it in spades. So it's a 20 power. And what's the Walker immune to less than? Is it 6?
I believe that's correct.
So that's a very, very great battle for Michael here.
Yep. It's a good
No
good
overflow,
start. Good start.
But he knocks Tank Luke off the table and loses just Sebulba. I guess comes back. No, he will not be retrieved because of aim high. But still, I think that's worth the cost of a particularly nasty Doug. Dangerous Doug? Is that the line? Dangerous Doug.
I think he's dangerous, yeah. It's tough to keep track of all those Dougs, right?
All right, no force left to protect Watto. However, he will be able to activate one.
Yeah, so he's got that barrier that he grabbed last turn, so.
And Matthew only showing a 4-card hand. I think Chris and I both assumed that he implied that Matthew had a second Luke, but we'll see. He's lost at least one off the top as well. I don't know if it was 1 or 2.
Matthew misses the docking bay a second time. So it must be the very bottom card of his force pile. Yes, we did see him lose 1 Luke, so he's got a total of 2 down. 1 from the early Watto damage and 1 from the battle just now. And Matthew going for the draw, so got to refill that hand, which makes sense. He's going to lose 4-ish, 5-ish this turn to Watto in the drains.
Unfortunately, Watto doesn't. Not showing a lot of damage potential at the moment. Assuming that.
I assume battle plan gets pulled here.
Assuming that Matthew saves 2, however, he may elect just to lose the 2 anyway.
If his plan is to go after Watto, it's possible to just let him deploy whatever it is and go after the weaker site.
Although Michael only has a 6-card hand, so not sure how many.
Yeah, and it's not quite as like the days of old where you had to worry about the mystery card being like an executor or something. I'm guessing.
It's going to be one of those Death Squadron Star Destroyers, or
Yeah, exactly. Far less scary cards these days. Could be Maul with Saber or something like that, but nothing as unimpeachable as the immune to 12 executor.
Yeah, I'm not sure paying the drain for 1 here is that great. I'm guessing he probably won't do that. Yeah.
He's back. Our boy's back.
All right, let's see what. Yep, that's what I would expect. Oh, and there's the docking bay that's been so elusive. Through it and escape pod combo. Although, of course, Michael has to be careful about how much he draws, too. He's got 34 in life right now. Doesn't want to draw too much more
So
out
he
of
can
that.
only afford 8 or 9 ish cards from his life force right now. That's a tough ask, especially when he's only got a 5-card hand to work with.
Right, dropping some defense for Watto. Be nice if he could throw something up there in space, but I'm guessing he doesn't have it. So he's gonna draw some. See how much he decides to get here.
So
Right, he plays command. I imagine we'll see a grab here, but maybe not.
certainly conceivable. And that would leave Pistone with 29 in life force if the command gets grabbed and finds something successfully.
Yep, there's the grab. So after removing a admiral here, will be down to 29.
Nozzle is the pull. Get that 0 out of your deck. That's smart.
Yeah, not really afford to draw much more. 28 down now. But yeah, yes, probably some cards you can cycle though. But all right. See what sure Matthew's gonna throw something at him. This turn. He's got enough for Luke and a friend probably.
I think at this point you go to the junkyard, yeah? Even though you're not getting a destiny there, you're probably assuming that Luke is armed.
Yeah,
Still more interested in clearing
he
that
has
off than trying to go after the walker.
especially if you have some removal in hand. He's already spent a clash, but I also have a sorry about the mess, or another clash, or a bionic hand to get the clash. But that could do a lot of damage for sure.
That mobile docking bay just very elusive for Matthew. It's the 3rd time he's missed it, even though it's in his lost pile now. And of course,
Okay.
Matthew proving that we are both inferior players and going after the Moss Espa despite our expectations. It has the barrier canceller. So Yoda, Master of the Force, is active for this.
that all goes through. All right, now we'll probably see Luke join him.
Ooh, Leia.
Oh, well, Leia first. Still has enough force to drop Luke if he wants to.
Leia is my sister. Stone taking the Gick out of his deck. Makes sense.
These things go horribly wrong.
Oh, I don't think we're going to see Luke at all.
All
It's
right.
just all of Luke's buddies.
I think we're.
Oh, a second barrier? Okay.
Interesting. I bet you we see another Jedi presence. I'm gonna call that here, I think.
Sure. That would make a lot of sense.
But see if he has another way to cancel barrier here. He does not, so that barrier is good. 5 force left.
Could add an Ezra. Ooh, we're just
Uh,
all
like,
mono
yeah.
EPPs. This is spicy. Pistone or Matthew will not have enough for a Jedi presence this battle if he chooses to battle. But Chewie does cancel Veers' text before the battle begins.
That's
So
tough. A tough beat a little bit. Robs him with Battle Destiny. But Pistone does have access to sand to.
Han gets to shoot Sebulba. Sebulba's just getting beaten up
Oh,
here.
that's a miss.
That is a
That's
miss, but
miss.
he's got Leia's gun as well, so presumably we'll see another shot at it. And so the sand card is cleared by Mike with the Death Squadron assignment, and Leia succeeding where Han failed, as happens so often in the movies.
Yeah, Leia never misses, right? Any of the
right.
movies. All right. So now playing the Death Squadron card to remove any other low destinies out of his deck, such as a Star Destroyer. Yep.
Vengeance, Ritual Vengeance coming into Mike's hand. So we'll probably have space pretty well locked down next turn if he wants it. Lowly 1 or a lowly 2 for
Matthew draws very low. Pistone will pretty much no matter what Pistone draws here, though, he's only going to lose.
Yeah, he's just losing
Going to kill one
Sebulba
guy,
again.
and we'll just lose one rebel probably.
Yep.
But he does avoid stacking a card by winning the battle.
Yoda is the loss. That's interesting.
Does not lose a rebel. Okay.
I think I like that because it still allows, if Pistone chooses to battle back, it gives you the extra destiny with Chewie there.
Yeah, Chewie's the real fly in the ointment here because he can cancel Veers' text. Pistone would have to play a trample, but that's what. Yeah. So I guess he didn't have it. So now Veers is banked again for this turn. So perhaps unlikely that he will battle into that stack of guys this turn. I guess it depends what's in his hand.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't super expect it, but also if you don't battle into it now, it's just going to get worse. So.
Right.
Maybe you just have to take your chances that like you're gonna trade Veers for one of the rebels.
Yeah, that seems
unlikely with that many draws. I agree, but
that seems pretty. That seems pretty bad.
Again, we're in dire straits for Michael here.
I think what you really want here is EPP to take out Chewie, and then you just hope that Veers can survive until next turn.
Sure.
Oh well, he's going. I'll say he's going to space. That definitely makes sense. You want to get free drains going.
We might just see Kylo move over to the walker, and then Michael say you have to have it. Okay, here's Aura.
He's got Aura. That's a tough ask to ask her to shoot Chewie, but okay, he's just going to move the walker away. All right,
Probably
maybe
send Kylo back.
that makes sense, I think. Yep.
So now at least the battle's going to be somewhat on Mike's terms. He has two weapons that can shoot very well at Luke if Luke comes to join the party. And Watto is pretty well insulated with that walker, so
Yeah,
I'm not optimistic about his chances being at 30 life force, but I do think Michael's battling pretty well here in terms of
that was
strategizing
that,
things
that was
out.
a good that was a good turn. That was a good turn for him for sure. But you gotta assume that another Jedi Luke is probably on its way. The downside is every time Matthew comes down and wins a battle, it's another point of damage. It's gonna eat into his
True.
Andrew White total. Um,
Going for that mobile docking bay again. Matt's not in there.
Wonder what he's packing for space. Can be pretty confident it's not HCF.
I would imagine not. Edward, that diff is on the scroll at the bottom. Matthew Harrison-Trainor won by 27 in the first game.
EPPOB
Sure.
joining the fray.
Well, you know what they say, the only way to stop a bad guy with a lightsaber is a good guy with a lightsaber, so. And Captain Cyndia, who will also help out with the Destiny situation. That's pretty
way to
good.
add Battle Destiny.
It's really kind of fun to see the sort of strength in numbers approach that Matthew's deck is taking compared to Mike's deck that was kind of all in on Luke. And we've only seen Luke once in this game.
All right, so he will swing at Kylo.
And get him.
No, he's definitely hit. And he has another. Does he have another mess combo or clash? Guess we'll find out in a second.
Looks like not, because Kylo's swinging back at Han.
Swinging at Han to get the easy hit and work damage.
Yep, and Han is himself hit. Pistone getting 1 destiny here. Matthew Harrison-Trainor getting 4. Just going to make things tough.
Yeah, Pistone has the Gick though.
Sure.
Just the sewing works.
Did see him grab it.
This one worthless though. All right, there's a miss with Leia.
Getting all those bad destinies out of the way.
Will Ara go for Obi or maybe Hera?
Looks like Hera is correct. She
that will do it
hit as well.
Unless there's a modifier. No. All right. So clear out some of this riffraff.
This rebel scum, if you will.
And he'll lose just the 2 guys plus the Gick. Well, and a stack of card.
Han missing Aura with his shot.
Yeah, none of that is really of any consequence though.
True. We know how the site is going to mostly end up at this point.
Yeah, I just don't know if he'll forfeit Leia or Chewie. I guess maybe forfeit Chewie.
Yeah, with the walker
Uh,
gone,
or,
Chewie might be less
or
important.
maybe he wants to march over into the junkyard. In that case, he would want Chewie.
So 4 4
It's
1
probably
4 for a
he's,
total of
he's probably not going to do that.
Pistone running hot on his destinies again, rather than a 6, but
Brady
still,
does needs this game. That's
still
still
probably only one
only.
person.
I think Leia forfeits for 6, right?
Yes, I believe so.
So Matthew has the option to lose probably either Chewie or Leia here.
Pistone having to stack on conflict, as you said. Matthew getting to use his destiny to peek at the top of his deck and take a card in hand. And we'll quickly go through the process of clearing the side out.
Oh yeah, so a bunch of objectives will flip.
Yeah, both objectives flip. That's funny. He does lose Chewie, and then Pistone's
Yeah.
going to get.
There's the gick that we knew was coming.
Yeah, there goes our dreams for a Hall Theater battle. So kind of a stalemate here. Matthew a little bit behind on board, but has his
Yeah,
objective
still
flipped and has
very,
retrieval going.
very good. Yeah, I mean very good table position for Pistone, but not. But he unfortunately just winning the game is not going to be enough for him.
Right.
Gotta win without losing more than like 6 more cards total. Um, so
Difficult
it's definitely going to be
task.
tricky. And he probably doesn't have very many options to deal with that Mos Espa site.
And again, with only a 3-card hand for Pistone here, you have to wonder if at some point Matthew's just going to be like, I call your bluff, you can deploy your Watto card. Oh, but Watto's flipped, so I can't even do that this turn. Never mind.
Yeah, well,
Even better.
he's a drop. He's a just drop one guy first.
That's fair.
But then
But that would
then
be a
he's only
2-card hand. Yeah, that would make my point even stronger.
Matthew really not sure what card he wants to lose here. A little surprising, giving an 8-card hand and 17 down.
He's a very methodical player. I'm not too surprised.
A Luke from hand, interesting. Perhaps
That's
strongly suggesting that there's another one in the other 7. Most likely.
Yeah, although we thought that earlier in the game, and it didn't end up happening, unless he was just sitting on him for, maybe this was his plan all along, was have this kind of late game board state where Luke would be the finisher, not the leader of the pack, if you will.
I think the Walker has to move over here. Yeah, I think really just no choice. And we'll just see what else Matthew has. I'm definitely reading a Luke this time. We'll see what else. Cool. Having a very difficult decision here about how many cards to draw. Is that 28? Oh, he's down to the 27 now. Down in by force.
27 on the nose, so presumably has some way of retrieving or has a used interrupt in hand, but already getting down to it, as they say here on turn 5 of the game. I could see a world where Matthew puts the Luke there, but just kind of hangs out there with that stack of Luke, Obi, Leia, and just kind of dares Pistone to make a move, and then maybe put somebody over to Endor to start draining for one later to finish the game off, because Pistone can't even afford to commit that many more resources.
Oh,
Luke is barriered.
there's a card back. Does he have the Canceller? No, he does not. But yeah, that's not really.
Matthew's still with 10 to work with, so we'll see if there's more on the way. Lando.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
He does have a Lando also. So he's probably still gonna fight here.
Yeah, with Lando, I think he's priced into battling for sure. Double checking the destinies.
He's what, 14 power, I think, plus 2 destinies.
Sounds right to me, yeah. And as you said, there's still the looming threat of Jedi presence with with Obi there.
Yeah, that would definitely clear the site. Oh,
It's like
no,
no
Jedi presence.
straight to destiny.
No Jedi presence fun, unfortunately. Always a fun card when you see it.
And Matthew
Oh,
will
he drew
crack
very
Veers,
he drew very
so.
well. That'll still wipe out the site.
I don't think that changes anything. Pistone plays Dark Time to make the destiny a total of 8, but
So it's 22. Well, I guess he's hoping he draws insanely well to win the battle, I guess. That's what I can think of. Or just wants to put another interrupt down.
sure, it's also an opportunity to cycle it is reasonable. I agree.
So, yeah, Pistone's going to get cleared. Michael draws a tough. Oh, Destiny plus 2 because of quietly observing. So there's a
There you
4.
go.
Oh,
That
no.
one is tough, though.
Oh,
So,
there's a 1. So, yeah.
still
It
only
looks like
losing Leia probably here.
Yeah, I would imagine so. He has to stack a card. And yeah, I doubt he has really much of any shot at taking that site anymore with the 2-card hand and Luke's awakened. That's
There has been an awakening.
yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I'm not seeing any options here. I mean, like, maybe if one of the cards in his hand is another EPP Maul, maybe. But even then, you're down 10 power right when you start.
Yep, quite an uphill climb here potentially, but send these drains through. Get rid of a Yoda from reserve deck, and there's a drain of 2 at Watto's junkyard.
Oh, yeah, because of the prophecy, yeah. Why is it limited to 1? Is that a...
I do not know why it's limited to 1. I think maybe it's something to do with.
Oh, is it the objective?
No. Oh,
Yes,
this.
it's from the 0 side
Yeah,
of the Watto
loses no
objective.
more than 1 to. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I
We
haven't
got
snuck them
there.
up often.
Yeah, right. The joys of little known text.
I mean, on the one hand, he probably can't get through that stack of guys, but on the other hand, he has no path like without getting through that stack of guys. So
Yeah, we'll see how much longer we go here. Oh, and
yep.
he is going for it. So that kind of makes up
Here's
for that loss of the being down in power. So he's at least going to get to use Watto objective. And Sanazard will join the party
going to the
at the O2. Okay, okay. Little spicy spy there.
funeral pyre, right?
Yep.
I guess Thrawn probably just runs away here.
Yep.
But he's at what, 29? Can draw 2, I guess, but then he's, about to lose 2.
So we see Mara Jade from hand and Maul with lightsaber from reserve deck is a tough loss there for Mike.
He's down to the 26 now.
Yeah, I would have to imagine if we see anything else break Matthew's way, like if he's able to battle a Sard off of the funeral pyre here or something similar, that might be all she wrote.
I'm just anticipating someone gets thrown at that funeral pyre site now, but try to win another battle. I don't know if there's other EPPs that could.
Baze Malbus, there we go.
There's an EPP.
Absolutely, one of the EPPs of all time.
So he draws 1 destiny and adds 1. Okay. That's a pretty good destiny.
Yeah.
He could still win the battle though if he falls decent for battle destiny here. He does. So
it's the final clear.
Ends up being kind of a moot battle. Yeah. So it's down to 26 down plus 1 in hand.
Matthew continuing to refill his hand here. He may as well. Pays for Lando.
He just gets 1 more drain and then pretty much I think closes off any conceivable path.
Anakin Skywalker from hand, and which I believe Matthew has not used the Retrieve an Anakin card yet, so I could see that come back. Prophecy moves back to the junkyard. Blizzard 4
Blizzard
coming
4
down.
was the other card.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense.
Will he find a random Imperial pilot? No, he will not. he can't even
Yeah, there's no card to Watto.
he can't. He has no Watto play here, unfortunately for him. They want to put Thrawn inside the Walker here yet.
And
Just
does
to block the trade.
draw a card. Draws a couple here. I guess at this point looking for any port in a storm. Although he may be just drawing to see if he has outs, and then we may see things go wrapped up here.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
No,
Matthew
he's still going. All right.
And Matthew might just draw up here.
Sure. Yeah. No, it looks like Matthew's gonna try and battle him off there, which
we're not. I guess both players perhaps playing for some pride at this point.
nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Play to the end of the game. Cassian's a nice drop for Matthew here. And we'll see if there's any.
I wonder if Pistone's drawn his trample yet. So I'm not sure he would rather trample here. We have two enticing targets.
Straight to Battle Destiny for both players, so looks like no trample yet, and LSJK is.
This will probably just about end everything here.
It's gonna re-clear the site.
35 to he'll have no Battle Destiny here, so he'll be down what 27. I think he has 12 forfeit. That's what 15 overflow
Plus a stack.
Plus a stack. If I did the maths right, it should be another 15 cards. Yeah, that looks like 15.
Mike with one card in hand, activating all his force.
I think he skipped his control phase by accident.
Appears so. Drains for 1/1. But probably not a path to a match victory, but maybe trying to grind out a game win here against one of the best players in the game. There's the Maul with lightsaber that we talked about earlier. Finally found one, and again, Pistone unable to have a Watto card in hand, so I don't know if Maul's going to stay there or move over or what the plan is here.
Yeah, he's gonna stay there just to try to clear some guys. As a
Go out in a blaze of glory.
Yep, I think that's what's going on here.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
See if Matthew decides to add anybody else to that stack. A little tricky here because reserve he's getting is a little low, and he wants to probably swing plus draw 2 Battle Destiny. I guess he has enough now to swing twice plus draw 2 Battle Destiny.
And
There's
he
there's
didn't have to use the Cassian cancel last turn, so he still got that up his sleeve as well. So Maul will likely be hit here if I've got the destinies tracked correctly. Yep. All taking EP or taking Screaming Lando with him.
and maybe Luke also. Why not?
Well, like I said, I don't think Matthew would let it get that far. I think Cassian has something to say about that if he hit Luke.
Okay, yeah, going for Cassian, that makes sense. Oh, yeah. Right, I'll go to Battle Destinies, and that should be it.
A 3 and an 8 for Matthew Harrison-Trainor's Battle Destinies because of Ahsoka.
30, 39 to, guess it'll be 7. Oh, 12.
And a stack.
So stack, and yeah, then the PO that'll be it.
All right, so it looks like Matthew Harrison-Trainor will be advancing to the top 8 of the OCS playoffs. Tim, thank you for joining me on the broadcast and for providing some insight into Michael's testing process there in the first game. Got a little lopsided, but it was two interactive games, a lot of battling, a lot of back and forth. So it was fun. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, yeah, there were some fun games. Always a pleasure.
You as well. You as well. And thank you to and Matthew acknowledging that Michael played the second game really well, which I agree with. I think it was obviously a tough uphill battle, and Michael battled valiantly and had a good game plan. It didn't quite work out, but he had to make some moves and did the best he could. So hat tip to Michael Pistone on that, and congratulations to Matthew Harrison-Trainor. Thank you everybody for joining us, and we will see you for more OCS top 16. I think there's one more match on Tuesday, and then we'll be on to the top 8. Have a good evening, everyone.